Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Prophetic News, my Pot Smokers Bible channel news segment, where I am going to look at the current headlines and tell you how they relate to the prophecy of Israel, as foretold in the Book of Zion, which is a book written entirely of Bible verses from the Old Testament of the King James Version of the Bible, the Kittuvim portion, which is the portion dealing with prophecy. Now, I wrote the Book of Zion and its companion piece, the Pot Smoker's Bible, because I had to. The Book of Zion is written entirely in Bible prophecy, in Bible verse. And so I had to write a book of my own words in order to publish the first book. And I finished the Pot Smoker's Bible in February of 2020. But the events of prophecy, according to the Book of Zion, started in 2015. And the events of 2015 directly correlate with everything that has happened since then. And that is what this prophetic news is going to illustrate. Now, our current news headlines that I'm going to be dealing with in this episode is, of course, Donald Trump's second impeachment. And I'm going to show you how that directly feeds into the prophecy of Israel as foretold in the Old Testament of the prophecy, the Kittuvim of the Hebrew text, and the um, Quran. I'm not sure what portion of the Quran would cover the prophecy of Isaiah, but um, the Quran is definitely a part of this. Anyway, so according to the gods of these three religious texts, the current events that we're dealing with started with Donald Trump's ascendancy to the presidency. And it is the first news event that is the opening, actually. The very first verse of the book of Zion states, it starts with Daniel 4:17. And it states that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men. So, in June of 2015, Donald Trump announced his candidacy for the presidency, which he eventually won. Now, many of his followers will tell you that he was sent by God, that his presidency was prophetic, and they're right. However, not for the reason, well, perhaps for the reason that they claim. Maybe we agree on that, I don't know. I am a never Trumper because my take on Trump is that he is the basest of men foretold in Daniel 17, and that his presidency correlates to an event that happened a few weeks prior to that, which is the actual start of which is the finalization of the enactment of prophecy. There was one event that had to happen in order for everything to play out according to plan, God's plan, as laid out by the prophecy. And that was the fulfillment of Isaiah 1:27 to, I believe it is 31, which states, yes, it is to 31, which states, Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converts with righteousness, and the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and they that forsake the Lord shall be consumed. For they shall be ashamed of the oaks which you have desired, and you shall be confounded for the gardens that you have chosen. For ye shall be as an oak whose leaf fadeth, and as a garden that has no water. And the strong shall be as tow, and the maker of it as a spark, and they shall both burn together, and none shall quench them. Now, on May 25th of the year 2015, I appeared in court because I had been operating a temple called the Temple of Zion, where I was the high priestess. I provided holy sacrament to my people who were priests in training, because no one ever used a temple other than the priests. And I provided for them their holy sacrament, which was marijuana. And that, of course, is still illegal in the state of Nebraska. But I set the state of Nebraska up, literally. I purposely opened the Temple of Zion and let it be known that everybody who went to the temple were a bunch of potheads. And it was a religious establishment that used marijuana. So I sold marijuana to my priests, my fellow priests, according to prophecy, until I was arrested with a no-knock warrant, at gunpoint, in a temple, practicing my religious beliefs. I went to court on May 25th and had a trial on May 25th, 2015, several weeks prior to Trump's announcement. And I testified according to the prophecy, using the prophet Isaiah as a witness, establishing myself as the Zion of the Most High God of Israel, the prophetic figure that would eventually fulfill prophecy. That was the beginning step. That was the one thing I had to do in order to become Zion. And I did that prior to Trump being elected as president. In fact, I was serving out my sentence as he was being elected. I was finalizing the prophecy, putting it into its final form. As he was, before he even became president. So I finalized the book before he ever made office. But his making office fulfilled the prophecy and established the timeline for the prophecy. This is the day, May 25th, 2015 was the day that the United States of America was judged according to the prophecy of Israel, found guilty and condemned to Donald Trump. Donald Trump then became the President of the United States. And just as he was meant to do, what did he do? Let me see. The transgressors is it not what the prophecy says. Let me get back to that, because of course I closed the book. Now it says, and the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and that they that forsake the Lord shall be consumed. Trump brought out the transgressors, the sinners, all those people who have backed him. They will be destroyed because they transgressed the Capitol on the 6th of January, 2021. And the sinners, who are the Christians, the evangelicals who have backed Donald Trump and have been destroyed together. All their prophecies about Trump getting a second term, that is their transgressions, their sins, and their destruction, because they've been destroyed. The political base that they had built up has been undermined by Trump and his conspiracy theory advocates, the transgressors, the sinners, and those who have forsaken the Lord. They've forsaken the Lord because they've lost their way. And they've followed after a madman who was put into power to do exactly that, to destroy them. The foundations of this nation, this democracy that is a hypocritical nation to begin with. Black Lives Matter, anyone. And it is all based on the prophecy. The prophecies that was enacted, finalized in its form on May 25th, 2015, when I purposely put myself in prison in order to justify all who use drugs, according to the prophecy of the Bible. And our news has been nothing but a completion of that very thing. January 6th, 2021. That is the destruction of the transgressors. The transgressors are the white supremacists who transgressed the Capitol. And they're being rounded up and they're being cast in prison. And all those who forsake the Lord for Trump are being destroyed. The evangelicals who bet everything on Trump now are foolish. They're QAnon's conspiracy theorists and they're destroying themselves. The Republican Party, as we knew it, is done. Because the good, decent people left in the party are leaving the party in droves. Those who remain are the Greens, the conspiracy theorist freaks of Trump. It's becoming Trumpism. And Trump is the basest of men. Look at his moral record. 34,000 lives. 3 divorces. Various mistresses. Walking into the dressing room of the pageants that he oversaw. Known association with a pedophile gang that owned an island that provided underage children for rich people like Trump. Any Republican who believes that the Democrats have a cabal of pedophiles needs to look at Epstein and all of his cronies. Because that's the real cabal. And it's already been taken down. But not by the Democrats, by a reporter. So, everything that Trump did was done to undermine the United States of America, to destroy the fallacy that is the hypocritical nation of America, of the United States of America, to undermine all of the facade, and to bring out the worst of us, the white supremacists, those at the Capitol, those that shit on the Capitol. Seriously, guys. I know you hate America. But bear shits in the woods. At least they do it in private. But Trump is a result of the prophecy. God condemned you to Trump. If you follow him, you're condemned to the same afterlife that he is destined to have. And when you see him pay the price for his base and immoral actions and just his crimes, then you will wake up and you will see that peace is the way. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. And may they teach you right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it. Make that your guilt choice when we get to Camp Zion. If you use drugs, stay happy and high. You have every right and reason to. Believe me, I know. I wrote the book. The book of prophecy that's being played out in the news, in the prophetic news. Later, I'll never say goodbye.